Hello friends, welcome. Friends, this is the next series or the next say video of the series of the budget which got announced yesterday. And in this I am going to focus on one of the flagship program of the government, which is production link incentive. Now friends, this expenditure budget document has broken down line items for all the ministry, which is mapped to each and every dimension of spend. So one of the dimension of spend is production link incentive. So production link incentive is spread across all the ministry. It is not just one ministry like Ministry of Information, Ministry of Electronics and IT. It is not restricted to that. It is spread across many ministries. So what I have done, friends, is that I have aggregated this spend across all the ministries for previous budgets also. So this document has the actual, if you look at this document, if you go down, you'll find that this document has the actual spend for FY24, the budgetary estimate of FY25, the revised estimate of FY25, and the budgetary estimate of FY26, right? But the earlier numbers are not there mapped in this expenditure document. But I have kept a track of the other documents also, and it took me a little bit of time to aggregate that, and I have captured this in my website. So if you look at this chart captures the PLI spend of the Government of India across all the ministries for starting from FY22 till FY26, which is the budgetary estimate. So I'm going to take you through this, and it's going to be a very short video because I'm not going to go in depth in the various items as to what they are doing. I'm just going to give you the trend for the various ministry, and you can deep dive and go into this document which is there to go and look at those segments which are where the spends are. Okay, so let's look at this dashboard. So this dashboard you can go to my website, and this is the link for this dashboard. I'm going to paste this link in the description of this video. So you will notice that what I have done is I have listed down all the ministries. First ministry is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, then Department of Pharmaceuticals, then Heavy Industry, Department of Telecommunication, Food Industry, Fruit Processing Industry, Ministry of Textiles, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Ministry of Steel, and Ministry of Civil Aviation. Now, how this has been listed? This has been listed based on the budgetary allocation for the financial year FY26. So you can clearly see that this has been ranked according to the allocations. Now, if you see that the Ministry of Electronics and IT, the allocations that were made were pretty, you can say, ambitious from the very beginning. But the performance was not as per the allocation. For example, if you look at FY 2023, the initial allocation was 7,703 crores, and then it was revised to 3,402 crores, and it was revised down to 1,655 crores, which was the actual spend. So this is the actual spend. Right? Then the budgetary estimate was ramped up in FY24 for the Ministry of Electronics and Technology to 4,645, and then the revised estimate and the actual spend kind of remained the same. Now this year, the earlier year, the estimate was increased to 6,200 crores, the budgetary estimate. The revised estimate has been is a little down to 5,777, and now the budgetary estimate for FY26 is now 9,000 crores. So which basically shows that whatever that we had predicted in the beginning of FY 2023, we are kind of going to that number, because I don't think that 9,000 crores is going to get spent. It is going to be roughly around 8,000 crores we are going to spend. So our target that we had in FY23, which was the budgetary estimate, we are going to meet that target in FY26. So we are lagging. Our ambition actually there is a phase lag between our ambition and what we are executing, but the fact of the matter is we are executing as far as Ministry of Information Technology is concerned, because we are in the rising path. So this is very clear. So roughly around 8,000 crores we are going to spend in the fiscal year FY26. Now let's look at Department of Pharmaceutical. Now Department of Pharmaceutical actually is doing better. You look at the ambition in the financial year FY23 was 1,629 crores. Now we are actually doing, we have projected 3,000, almost 4,000 crores. So Department of Pharmaceutical is doing much better as far as PLI is concerned. Then comes the heavy industry. Now in heavy industry, the initial projections were pretty low, and now the projections have increased. So for example, in the year FY25, we actually had made a huge projection, but we did not execute, right? So because the revised estimate is 3,000, see, projection was 3,750 crores, but the revised estimate is 1/10 of the projection, so we didn't execute. But we now have an ambitious target, roughly around 3,000 crores. Department of Telecommunication, initial projections were very low, and then slowly we are ramping this up, right? You see that we are ramping this up, and the projection as far as FY25 was roughly 2,000 crores, but we are going to meet around 1,500 to 1,600 crores, and that's why the revised estimate has been changed to 1,540 crores, and the next year it is roughly around 2,000 crores. Ministry of Food Industry, we are kind of same, right? We have really not made any significant change. Whatever the numbers were initially, we are keeping the numbers, though the execution is poor. You see, the numbers are falling down. For example, 1,444 crores, we executed only 700 crores because the revised estimate for the financial year FY25 has been revised down to 700 crores, which is roughly half. And then textile, this is a new phenomena which is happening. There has not been any precedent of execution, but we have made a projection of 1,148 crores. Department of Promotion of, that is DPIT, there the numbers are kind of ramping up, right? The Ministry of Steel also, there were no past experience. Now we are ramping up, right? But this is again ambitious. We don't know how much we are going to execute. Now, the Department of Civil Aviation, the numbers are actually dropped to zero, right? So this is the story as far as the PLI execution metrics of Indian government is concerned, right? And if I do a percentage of total, you can see how this breaks up, right? Between, so Ministry of Information and Technology, we are basically the whole PLI budget, 42.9% is coming from Ministry of Information Technology, which is mobile phones. Then pharmaceutical 18.6%, Ministry of Heavy Industry around 14.2%, Department of Telecommunication 9.6%, Ministry of Food Processing 5.7%, Ministry of Textile 5.5%, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade 2.1%, Ministry of Steel 1.5%, and Civil Aviation 0%. So this is in nutshell the story of PLI. It looks like that we are ramping up slowly. And because this year we have made roughly around 21k crores of projection for the overall spend, which I think is not going to remain there at that level. We might achieve around 80% of what we are targeted. This is the experience as telling us. So PLI government is focused on, and this is going to be a very short video. I don't want to go further and further. I think you will get an idea, and you can get an access to this chart by subscribing to my website. This is a live chart which I will keep on updating as soon as I get new information available from the ministries. Okay, thank you friends for your time. I'll come back with a new video as a part of the same series, right? Very soon. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks again.